is the martial arts, this or that show, where I bring my perspective, where else would you go? I'll make your heart race, I'm in your face. Now, here starts the martial arts, this or that show. Let's go! Let's go.
What up? What's going on, everyone? Fernando Rivera Jr. here. Finally, I'm back. You missed me? The 2 or 3 that watch? What's going on? Different time. I was supposed to come on yesterday, but got a new job. Yes. Not chefing it up anymore. I'm kind of glad, to be honest with you. I'm kind of tired of the chefing. 3 jobs. Streaming on 3 platforms, actually. So if you're watching me, subscribe, follow, share. Welcome to the martial arts, this or that show, where I talk about martial arts and this and that, or this or that. Who am I? Introduction, title of the show, Fernando Rivera Jr. I am not the supreme all-knowing master that some claim to be themselves. I am not a senior master of the arts, 10th Dan, that some claim to be without earning it. Whatever. But anyway, I'm not here to talk shit. I'm just here to talk martial arts and this or that. But introduction, as I said, new time. So if there's any new viewers, welcome. If there isn't, sorry. I just hope this time I get more. I'm going to try to be on I planned on doing Saturdays at 6:30 live. I'd rather do live because live you get to see me, you get to comment, and I get to talk back and shit live. No bullshit, no recordings. And I planned on Saturdays, but with the new job, I literally worked like 13 hours yesterday. I got out after the time I wanted to be on. So let me try Sunday because I know Sunday I work 6 days a week at this new job. I drive for a produce company delivering produce to restaurants. Ironic, I'm a chef. I have 2 other restaurants. And I delivered to one of them. Weird. But I was out all day. So I got back late and I was too tired. 13 hours of work plus the 2 hours early in the morning as a chef. I said, let me try Sundays. Because I know Sundays is not that long. I was home by 2, got the shower, do my thing, eat dinner, and prepare. Even though I couldn't prepare for the last week. But anyway, so I'm going to try this. Sundays, 6 o'clock, the martial arts, this or that show. And as I said, today, introduction. Fernando Rivera Jr. How long have I been a martial artist? Since the age of 8, 9. And I've taken Taekwondo, cried to my father, please, Papi, put me in martial arts. And he did. And growing up throughout the years, I've taken several martial arts, a little judo. Just depends on where we lived at the time. It's convenient. 2 types of Taekwondo, believe it or not. When I first started Taekwondo at 8, 9, 10, whatever it was a South Korean Taekwondo. Master Hyung Yup Chung, this guy was amazing. Was a Taekwondo instructor for the military in Korea for 28 years before coming to America and teaching us the martial art that he knew so well. And then we moved, and at the age of 12, 13, I started taking the local Taekwondo school, which was run by an American, and it was a whole different Taekwondo. It was just weird because the South Korean Taekwondo that I was taking, there was, Paige 1, Paige 2, whatever the forms were, katas, as some people that watch Cobra Kai know, if you don't know what it is. But, and then this one, it was like forms. So it was kind of weird. It's like when I first started taking American Kempo, kind of the same idea. I started realizing, it's called American Kempo for a reason. So, the show that I wanted to do as my first evening show was which martial art is better, because everybody claims to be the best. That martial art will be that martial art. Street Fighter, it is what it is. as I always say. But anyway, I started my Kempo, American Kempo journey a little over 20 years ago, and I was fat. But I remember walking into karate school, American Kempo, and it was East West Karate, run by Patrick H. Fitzgerald, Patrick Henry Fitzgerald, old Vietnam vet. And he's been teaching Kempo for over 30 years. Man, loved teaching more than anything. It wasn't expensive, $60 a month, even at the time, that's cheap. Sorry about the helicopter. That's a sheriff helicopter. I'm in my laundry room because inside the house is too much. The dog loses her mind hearing me talk. But the sheriff station is like a quarter of up, not even like I could probably throw a rock and hit someone and get arrested. But that was the helicopter. Back to blue. I'm just saying. But anyway, and when I saw Patrick and I saw how he was teaching, I was like, this is not the same. It's not what I've learned as far as martial arts. And I asked Patrick, sir, sensei. He ignored me because he doesn't like to be called sensei or master. Patrick, that's my name, Patrick. They used to say, why is there this? And he explained, well, this is American Kempo. There's no Chinese names. There's no Asian or Oriental. It's just American. Everything has been Americanized. There's hammer fist, mace, sword, spear, American, even the self-defense techniques, cross of death, grip of death, 5 swords. All you Kempoists are like, yeah, he mentioned 5 swords. Yes, I did, because if you ask any Kempoist, what's your favorite technique? First one that comes to mind is 5 swords, even though they know 154 other techniques. I got a few others I like too, but 5 swords is the one that's always, it's like a default technique for most Kempoists, almost all. And funny, I started taking karate. Then I couldn't afford it. So he offered me a job to work for him at an insurance agency that he owned that was connected to the karate school. Okay, so I was working for him 6 days a week. And being that I was working for him 6 days a week, sometimes he would be bored and be like, come on, butterfly. And he would take me into the dojo and teach me more. So I got my black belt probably 2-3 years, faster than any other normal person. But I was taking it every day. And I learned fast. I was like a sponge. Most martial arts, you tell me that. It's because growing up, Kung Fu Theater, if anybody knows, Gen Xers, if you're from up north. But anyway, I fell in love with Kempo. So I am not going to sit here and say Kempo is the best. It will beat any martial art. No. Kempo is not a fighting form. It's not a fighting style, even though it can make you a better fighter in a defense situation, but you'd have to go outside of Kempo, or you take Kempo 5.0. to Siegman is a little more involved as far as MMA, grappling. Excuse me. But me personally, I like to teach people, being that I'm a retired MMA fighter, how to throw punches, how to handle yourself on the ground, standing, whatever. But still, technique, I tell people all the time, I teach traditional American Kempo. So you're going to learn techniques, you're going to learn forms, sets, and you're going to get belts. There's no, not non-uniform martial art. I love the tradition. I love the martial art. Love the uniform thing. It's always been a thing with me. That's one of the reasons I always love every other martial art I took, because the gi was the coolest thing. And it's awesome. It's tradition. But anyway, and then as I progressed, I became a fighter, blah, 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 and got my ass kicked more than anything. And I'm not going to sit here and claim to be a champion. Trust me, Kempo does not work in the cage. But, I had to get better, train BJJ and wrestling and a few other things to try to be better. And I got a little better, but I still got my ass kicked more than anything. So as I said, I don't claim to be a champion. I actually have a few picks, some pretty old picks, actually. And I don't know why I don't have any before this. But this is that blue or purple? I don't remember. See, my instructor, most Kempo schools will tell you, this is a black belt school. If you're a first degree black belt, you can't rank to first degree black belt. Pretty obvious. Got to be either third. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone's listening or watching, to rank to a first. So my instructor never wore rank. Like me, I don't wear rank anymore. I'm all set with that. Political bullshit, excuse the French. But anyway, he never wore rank. 30 years. Never wore rank. I used to ask him, what rank are you? And he's like, black. That was his thing. But I remember taking Kempo with Patrick. I had even a red gi, white pants. The red gi, I got to that belt finally, and I said, I got a red gi. I was excited. Blurry picture, old camera. I don't think they had iPhones back then. But I used to ask him all the time, Patrick, I was skinny as hell because I was already fighting and I had to lose weight to be a better fighter because my first 2 fights were heavyweight. Won my first fight, lost my second one. I was like, I got to lose weight. I got in shape and I got really skinny. 285, 200 pounds was my weight. But this was when I was obviously brown, getting ready to be black. Or was it? I can't remember. I can see the stripes because in Kempo it's 3-2-1, not 1-2-3. So I can't tell. They may have been right before I got black, but I was already starting to take over the class. But I remember asking Patrick, Patrick, when can I get a black gi? And he used to always say, well, butterfly, when you're blue belt, then you can get whatever color you want. And obviously I wanted black, so all the other black belts had black. But it took him supposedly a couple months to actually learn my name or wanting to learn it. Because I used to always ask, why can't you remember my name? He would always say, when you're blue belt butterfly, then I'll know you're serious and I'll sure I remember your name. We're making an effort. And he did. But best friend I ever had, Patrick Fitzgerald. But yeah, I think I have a picture of Patrick. I'm sure I do. I saved it just for this. That's Patrick ranking the kids in class. He had all 154 techniques on the wall associated with each belt. It was kind of cool the way he had it. You know what I'm saying? But I always wanted one of those skis. I can't find one. Old school. Yeah, that's when I got my black belt. I was excited. That is Patrick Fitzgerald and his son. I forgot his son's name. This drawing was done by Ed Parker Jr. Ed Parker Sr. is his son. Tremendous artist. Look up Kempo cards. Pretty badass. But yes, Patrick and his son. Let's see. Patrick and one of our students. See his belt. Faded. Yep, another picture of me psyched up with patches like crazy. I don't know why I have so many patches. And this is recent with my patch, Mikey, at the school that I had for a little while that didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. And of course, if any Kempo knows, well, that's not where I meant to go, but I can still kick. Yeah, that's me. Bragging. That was at the school that I had. And my youngest student, one thing Patrick and I always agreed, don't take anyone less than 11. We learned the hard way. Kids are hard to teach, especially when they're 3. That kid was 3, Danish, didn't speak English, but his parents were always there. And it took him a month to get even close to me that way, to even assimilate that he's punching something. So I was kind of psyched. I was kind of psyched about that. That was a pretty cool picture. My patch. Oh, but Fernando, it's different. Yes, it's my patch. There's a lot of meaning to that patch. It isn't just me throwing it together. This is my red gi. I have it in the back. Of course, in the front. I will never wear this gi in class. That's showing off. I would wear it if there was a tournament and I'm doing a Kempo form or whatever. And my belt. Fernando Rivera Jr., Senior Master Instructor. Now, Senior Master of the Arts. And, of course, Eclectic Path Kempo X. EP Kempo X. EP stands for Eclectic Path. Obviously, eclectic. If you know what eclectic means. And path, my path. And also, EP also stands for Ed Parker, which is Ed Parker Kempo. And that's what it is. I don't wear rank anymore. As I said, I'm not going to put any bars or 10th degree. I didn't earn it. Us Kempo's, the 10th degree is like the biggest honor, and it's done in an honorable way, not just slapping it on, which a lot of martial Kempoists do nowadays. But whatever. To each his own. They still don't look like they deserve it. But anyway, my patch, what does it mean? Well, I actually have something. I actually did a page 9-10 years ago when I finally did it. EP Kempo X Final Crest and Patch. That is it. Everything means something. If you want, it's a lot to read. Look up EP Kempo X WordPress. Everything, color per color, the circle. Pretty much everything's there. Obviously, we all start off as white belt. That's why there is more white than anything. And then, of course, the yellow is the second belt. But I like yellow because yellow is probably the color for security, just like the thin yellow line. So this is why I like my shield, which is another form of protection, self-defense, a shield. And as you got the yellow, so security. Of course, the dragon and the tiger, where I know the tiger is more like a beginning. Dragon is when you learn more and are more controlled. The X in the background is EP Kempo X. X pretty much stands for there will be extra stuff that's not taught that I teach. At the same time, it's also to not put my name, because a lot of martial artists Kempo has put, example, Larry Tatum Kempo, Jeff Speakman. I will never put my name to it because it isn't mine, but I will teach you a little bit differently. But that's why I put the X, to not put my name on it. And of course, if you see behind it, you have the 12, 6, 3, and 9 from the universal symbol. Then you have the half brain, the tree, peace symbol, and the clock for time, because in time you'll get smarter. Peace. It's a lot. So I won't explain it all. But that's my patch. That's an actual picture of the patch as I just showed you. Let me get out of here. Not many people watching, but I expected that. Anyway, yeah. So what did I do as a fighter other than get my ass kicked? Get my ass kicked. Yeah. But anyway, I won some fights, mostly tomato cans, but I had fun. 17 stitches. I was fighting for a title in Kansas, Covington, Kentucky, or Ohio. I forgot where I fought. And it was for a title against a guy who had 20 fights and used to train Rich Franklin. Dumb thing to do. It was my third or fourth fight. I already had 2 and 1, and it was a title fight. I had to cut 50 pounds to make this fight at 185. Nobody believed I did it, but I did. 17 stitches, and here I am having fun. It's getting darker, so I'm going to have to turn the light on. This is a fight in Atlantic City. I got my ass knocked out. The guy was 25 pounds heavier than me. Plus, even though I wish there was video out there, I cannot find it. If you watch the video, you're like, dude, you're kicking this guy's ass. And he hit me right in the button, knocked me the F out. But yeah, I was trying to kill him. It is what it is. I think this was one of those fights where I was like, wow, I made it to second round. And then this one I won fight of the night. This was in Foxwoods, another title fight against a Division 1 wrestler. Kick my ass. Me bowing before I go into the cage. Me getting out of an armbar. What did I do? Well, I picked him up and tried to slam him. That's why he let go. See? That was fun. I might have to turn this light on. It is getting kind of dark. Rich Franklin. Any Gen Xers used to watch UFC back in the day? That was right before a fight. Not the one I just showed you. It was another one. I think it was a rematch. But here I am getting ready to fight. He comes back to the back, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta get a picture. So I got a picture, and he was like, are you about to fight? I was like, yeah, I'm main event. He was like, get out of here, go fight. Come see me after. I did, had a couple beers. He was pretty cool. Another one of those, wow, look at me, I'm tired. I made it to the second round. This was a fight I had in Ohio, Cincinnati. I made 170 for that. It was probably the lowest I've ever been. I passed out as I was winning the fight. Whatever. But anyway, I looked great, but I also looked like I was dying. If you had a close-up of my face, my mother thought she was like, oh my God, you look like you're on drugs, because I lost so much weight. I'll never do 170 again. I promised at the time, because I look crazy at 170. I'm not built for 170. 205 was where most of my wins were. But anyway, I actually have one fight. Yeah, one. I don't know why I was silent, so I kind of put my own background to it, kind of music to it. But check it out. This was a fight I had, and I will explain. This was for Manny Neves. A couple of the fights that I won for him weren't on record. Sucked. Yep, before I had my own pants. Sprawl! Is it just me, or are you thinking blue hair? You see that? I slammed him. Ref got in the way as they were filming. Let me turn this light on. It's getting kind of dark. Let me know if it's too bright. Holy crap, that's bright. Now I look crazy. Turn that off. Okay, whatever. At least you can see me. But anyway, got him down, and I got him. He thought he had me in a guillotine. I wrote the song, by the way. I still have those pants. You know, I remember at that time, one of my coaches, Matt Sung Lee, was a badass. He was telling me, push the elbow, cross face, push it the other way, cross the other side. It hurts. And to push the elbow at the same time. And I couldn't hear him because when you're fighting, your adrenaline is pumping so hard, you don't hear shit. I don't care how many people are screaming at you. There it is. I got it. Cross face. He's trying to get me a standing guillotine. Now watch this. This is one of those, you were doing it wrong, I'm going to show you how to do it right kind of things. Yep. Oh, not that way. Yep. That was fun. Fun times. Did I stop this? Nope, not yet. All right, pause it so it doesn't go to the next video, which I don't think I have anyway. But anyway, as I was saying, it is getting dark. I wonder if I can make it lighter. Give me 1 second. That's the thing about live. You're going to hear everything. Anyway, not that many people watching. It's Sunday. Why would you want to watch me? But anyway, as I was saying, I am going to be coming on. What my plan for the show is, I want to visit your school. If you're an instructor, teacher, sensei, henshi, whatever you want to call yourself, senior, master, whatever. I don't want to train. I want to train with you for a day or two, maybe a day. Tape it, video it, tape myself getting my ass kicked training because I haven't done actual hardcore in a while, so I'll probably die. And then talk about it with you on here. So if you're interested, hit me up. We can plan it, see what's going on, wherever you may be in America. So I don't think I can leave America. But anyway, and that's what I want to do and have fun with it. At the same time, I want to talk about other martial arts. I want to talk about street martial arts. I want to talk about everything. I grew up in Hartford, Connecticut, and I'm an ex-gang member. And yes, I've had my ups and downs in life, but it is what it is. Since I've been a martial artist all my life, I have some experience on the street, fighting on the street. But anyway, but it won't be just that. You know, music, I write music, talk about that once in a while, which I'll end the show with a song. And I hope you like. Politics, no more. I had a show that was more political based, but politics drives you nuts, especially whether you're on one side or the other, more on one side or the other. But anyway, I won't get into that because this is not about politics. It's about martial arts and this or that. So if you have something you want me to talk about, you have a martial art you want me to talk about, I will research it. I'd like to come on every day, but I can't. Jobs, life. But I like to talk about other martial arts. So if you want to come on here with me, send me some videos. We'll talk about your martial art, why you love your martial art, why you love to teach it. As I said, I am no judge. I love what I teach. I love what martial art I am in love with. My passion is Kempo, and I'm sure whatever martial art you teach is your passion. At the same time, sometimes I'll change subject and talk about this or that. But I want to come on every Sunday at 6. But stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, go on there. Just look me up, Fernando Rivera Jr. You'll find me, my music I write, everything. Subscribe, get notified when I'm going to come on live. Pay attention. It'll probably be in the evenings from now on, between 6 and 7. But I'll post the night before when I'm going to come on. Probably, most likely, it'll be Sundays at 6, Wednesdays. At least for now, those 2 days, until something happens where I can come on more. This isn't for breaking news. This is for martial arts. So come talk to me. Let me know what's up. This show is not going to be a long show because it's an introduction. It's a pleasure meeting you all. Full salute. Like, share, subscribe, follow, write me. Let me know what's up. If you got any subject, I'll do the research and we'll talk about it. You want to call me, or I'll send you a link so we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Split screen, whatever it may be. And we'll have fun. So let me know what's up. I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. I think there was more, but this is an only introduction, and that's all I wanted to do today. 2 martial artists here. I've been a martial artist since the age of 9. And I'm 55 this year, so it's been a while. I don't look it. I know. Handsome. I can't help it. Sorry. Anyway, it is what it is. Thanks for watching. The few that watched, as I said, please head over to YouTube, subscribe, help the channel out, buy one of these songs. It's on Apple, iTunes, wherever music is. Look me up, Fernando Rivera Jr. I'm not sitting here, saying that I'm some superstar, but I do write all this stuff. A lot of it is actually me. But anyway, you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. As I said, I'm going to have to set something up different. Maybe put a light on because it's at this time of year, I guess it does get darker. And if I turn this thing on, it'll be too bright. And as I said, I don't go in the house because I'm too loud and the dog will go nuts. But anyway, love you guys. Stay true to the red, white, and blue. You already know. It is what it is. Full salute, my brothers and sisters. And I'm going to end the song with a song called Red, White, and Real. Check it out. Laters. Enjoy the rest of your days, and stay tuned, as I said, when I'm going to come on next, most likely Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And as I always say, if you haven't heard me yet, laters!
This isn't a slogan. This is a pulse. I don't wave aside, I wave what I survived in. Same street, same grief, same hope we keep alive, and where the dreams on life support. Still breathing through the pressure. Grandma on the porch, little flag, a quiet little gesture. Kid from the block in the ranch hand, same handshake. Different path, same dirt under the nails that we can't shake. Patriotism ain't a costume, ain't a look at me brand. It's the weight of the names carved in stone across the land. It's taps in the air and it cuts like a blade. Throat tight, eyes burn like the dead don't fade. Vet in the checkout line, I don't make a show. I just step back, let them go first, cause I know. Red for the ones who never made it back through. White for the promise we keep trying to act true. Blue for the bruise when the whole thing cracks, but we build it again with our hands in the gaps. This flag isn't decor, it's a scar in the wind. A family line that we're still living in. Red, white, and real. Don't tell me feel proud when the broken get buried under fireworks. Loud, I criticize cause I care. Yeah, I mean that fix was bleeding here. I'm not turning my back. Land of the brave, home of the sleepless hearts. We fall apart, then we ride, then we start, then we start. Goosebumps when the anthem climbs that high note. Not cause it's flawless, cause we're still trying to write hope. Teach my kids the pledge, hand over chest, knowing freedom